I'm inspired by a lot of the things in nature, a lot of the things I can feel and sense, see, and a lot of the things in nature and a lot of the things in our world and in our universe. I'm inspired by it. I'm inspired by what I'm able to sense, what I'm able to see and hear and smell and touch, and with all the five senses and even six senses and all the things that just bewilder my mind with all the beauty that Yah has created in all the world, in all the universe, the heavens, and all. I'm inspired by it so much. That's why I like to make music based upon it, artwork. A lot of the times people say, well, music is the work of the devil. And who knows, for the most part, maybe perhaps music is the work of the devil.
Please.
But then yeah, oh please. But then we know King David was not evil. King David was a man of God or a man of Yah. And did you know that King David made his own music? And he was not evil. He was not the man of the devil. He was the man of God, the man of the Most High Yah. King David. And even King David made his own music. So if music was so evil, I think that maybe it's possible that yes, most music maybe is evil, but then I believe that there is music that can be made that it glorifies the Most High, it honors the Most High. We are worshiping the Most High to music and art. I truly believe that. A good example is King David. King David made his own music that glorifies the Most High. And so, like I said, I'm inspired by the right now I'm looking out at them my own backyard. Just, the lovely nature, seeing the birds, the trees, the grass, the flowers, seeing all the animals and the blue skies and the running streams of water and so much beauty in nature. So much beauty. And I'm inspired by that to make my own artwork, to make my own music. The way I like to express it is through classical symphony, classical music. Each and every composer, conductor is somehow inspired by nature, by what's on earth, what's in the heavens, what's in their universe, what they can see, what they can sense, what they can smell, what they can touch, what they can hear, what they can taste. Each and every composer is inspired by something. Take the British composer Gustav Holst, who was inspired by the planets to the point where he named one of his classical symphonic music pieces entitled The Planets. So even the British composer Gustav Holst was inspired by the grandeur, the beauty, just to be breathtaking, bewildering beauty, and he was beside himself, inspired by that breathtaking beauty of the planets. And so each and every composer really is inspired. And I heard the conductor Robert Franz, I heard him say that when Beethoven lost his hearing, he could not do certain things he could not do, but he could still compose and conduct, because the thing is, he imagined what the music was sound like. It's like he heard the music in his head, in his mind. There's even some artists say that they imagine what the painting would look like, and so they go to work painting that painting. They go to work carving that sculpture. They can kind of visually see it in their mind or hear it in their mind. And they know what it would look like. They know what it would sound like in their mind. So they go to work. Take the composer, German composer Ludwig van Beethoven. Some of the music, some of it, he didn't even need to practice it on the piano, because he heard the music in his mind. He heard the music, and the music that he was hearing in his mind at his desk, he wrote down all the notes and what these musical instruments would be. Robert Franz explained that Beethoven had heard the music in his mind, and so he could compose based on the music. He imagined what it would sound like. And there are composers or artists that imagine what they would sound and what they would look like in their mind. In their own mind, they imagine what the sound. I'm very inspired by nature and the things I can see. The things I can see in nature. Right now, I'm looking out. I'm saying that it's fall time, as there's no leaves on the trees, but I can see the branches, and even though there's no colored leaves on the trees, you have these bare brown branches sticking out these twigs. But to me, even that looks beautiful. And so all the beauty in nature. And right now it's fall time, and I'm looking at our tree in the backyard. I don't know if you'd be able to see it if I turned it around.
A tree.
No, it doesn't.
No, you have to be over by the window.
Yeah. It doesn't give a very good description.
No, you have to be by the window, by your sliding door.
But anyways, But anyways, all the beauty of nature, and some composers are inspired by what they see in nature. Like I told you about the British composer Gustav Holst. He was inspired by the beauty of the planets. So he wrote the piece called The Planets. I mean, each and every classical music composer, conductor is inspired by something. There was a composer that was inspired by the Grand Canyon, so he wrote music based on the Grand Canyon. So there are different composers that are inspired by something in nature. They're inspired by something in nature, and this is why they make music. Tchaikovsky was of the flowers, so Tchaikovsky was inspired by flowers. He wrote the piece called Waltz of the Flowers. He was also inspired by the swans in the rivers in Russia. He wrote Swan Lake. Different composers, I guess there's, take a look at Rimsky-Korsakov, Russian composer, inspired by the bumblebee, the humble bumblebee. They wrote the piece called Flight of the Bumblebee. So they're all inspired by something and deeply inspires them. They're inspired by nature. They're inspired by a lot of things. If I can think of, but I mean, you can even make music or art or some kind of art based on whatever you're inspired by. And a lot of that making art, music, when you think about it, they're all inspired by something. Whatever that composer, conductor, or artist inspired by, how make art, music based on that, whatever he's inspired by. It's all about the inspiration. They make lovely music. They make lovely music. A lot that, why it's called long-haired music. A lot of these composers, conductors like Franz Liszt, a lot of them, they were so busy perfecting their music that they didn't have much even time to even go see the barber for a haircut.